I know you've been through this before. You know what to expect. It is my job to remind you. You're going to go in there and sit in an empty chair directly across the table from the 4-person panel. You're not going to try to make contact with them in any way. You're not going to interrupt when somebody speaks. You're not going to try to make any physical contact with them. If they ask you a question, ask you to clarify your answer to a question, that's what they expect. And if there's even the slightest sign of you being difficult or disrespectful, it's a mandatory 2 weeks in solitary confinement. Hey, mandatory. You have any questions before we go in?
Have a seat in the chair. I'll be brief. Have a seat.
I'm sorry. This is my little girl on her first fishing trip.
Oh, did she catch anything?
One stick, but it did put up quite a fight.
Sorry about that. That phone call was a reminder that I made a promise to my grandson to be at his Little League game today. For me to make good on my promise, we're going to have to move this one along. Joseph Warner.
Yes, sir. That's me, Joseph Warner.
I'm Mr. Klein. To my left is Mr. Alf, Mr. Rollinson to my right, and at the end of the table, Ms. Henson. In the year 2002, you pled guilty to mail fraud, securities fraud, money laundering, and tax evasion, all stemming from a Ponzi scheme that you were running that targeted mostly senior citizens. You were given a sentence of 28 years with the possibility of parole in 16. You were first denied parole in 2018 and then again in 2021. This is the third time you've come before a parole board. What have you done to better yourself since your last request to be paroled?
Well, I've thought a lot about my options, and I truly believe that by sharing my journey, with others, I can help to inspire them to lead honest lives, using my mistakes as a lesson, of course. You see, Mr. Klein, greed and a desire for power, those were my downfalls. But I can instruct, I can inspire, I can motivate. I just need the opportunity to do outside what I've been doing in here. Now that file in front of you, that's going to tell you a whole lot about my past mistakes, but it does not reflect on who I am now. Example, I'm not a licensed teacher, but I do have a structured classroom here where I instruct in early grade level mathematics, followed by more advanced mathematics, eventually leading into applied economics. And because of that, I've helped 68 inmates achieve their GED.
It looks as though the last 2 years has been an opportunity for you to grow. It is unfortunate that you didn't realize it sooner, but it would appear as though you're using your time behind bars in a more positive and meaningful way. I would like to know one thing. What have you done for the people that you hurt so many years ago?
Well, I started writing letters to the people I conned. I apologized to my victims, and I've owned my mistakes, and I've said that I'm determined, if at all possible, to pay back every penny I stole from them. You see, that's why I'm here today, Mr. Rollinson. I want to move forward with my life, and I want to spend the rest of my life helping people and not harming them. My time here behind bars, it's shown me what's truly important.
I don't know what to say. In your file, there are some of the most glowing reviews that I think this forum has ever read. There are almost no reprimands handed out to you in the years that you have been incarcerated, and by all accounts, you have spent the last 24 months improving not only your life, but the lives of others. What other employment prospects do you have, Mr. Warner? After all, I don't think anybody will ever trust their money to you again. So it seems very likely that you will not be in the finance business. What other skill sets do you have to fall back on?
Well, you're correct, Mr. Alp. I did get your name right, isn't it, Mr. Alp?
Yes, you got my name correct.
Well, I've been thinking a lot about that. And what are my options? Well, I've always been very good at speaking to others. Now, in the past, that was used for less than honorable motives. But the classes I teach here have taught me that I have a certain skill set, and it's one that I never knew I had. I never acknowledged it, but I have the ability to inspire, to educate, and to be a really good role model. You see, the truth is, Mr. Alp, if I spent 10 lifetimes, I know that I could not undo all the hurt that I've caused. But that's what motivates me now. I have the power in me to do good. And I'm very proud of the people that I've helped. And that's what I want to spend the rest of my life doing, helping people and not harming them.
All right, I think we have all the information that we need.
One moment, Mr. Klein. I have a few things to go over. I believe it won't take very long.
Of course. Please proceed.
Mr. Warner.
Please, call me Joseph.
Mr. Warner, I've read through your file very carefully. There's some very interesting information in here. But still, I'd like you to shed some light on a few things that I've read.
Of course, whatever I can do.
This prison has a population of over 1,200 inmates. And during your time here, you've been seen by 3 healthcare workers and 2 board-certified psychiatrists. And they all agree on one thing. You probably have the highest IQ of anybody who's been sentenced here.
If I could take a little liberty with what you said, I think it'll circle around to a question that I've been asked many, many times. Why is it that I didn't use my particular skill set to create a company that not only would enrich myself, but also help others? I was consumed by greed. All I wanted was money, as fast as I could get it, and no amount was ever enough. I had to go to jail. I had to go to prison just to stop me. But my time here behind bars, it's forced me to face a cold, hard fact of all the damage that I've done. But it also gave me the opportunity to reflect and to figure out how I can use the rest of my life to undo all the damage that I did. Do I have the highest IQ here? I don't know. But what I do know is I wasn't smart enough to do the right thing. And for that, I'm truly, truly regretful.
I don't know that there's anything more to be said, so if everybody's...
One moment, Mr. Klein. I have a few things to go over. I was listening to your answers, but I was also watching your body language. My late husband loved to play poker. He and his friends would keep it friendly, betting small amounts, nickels, dimes, quarters. He was fascinated at figuring out people's tales. He'd spend hours observing the slightest body movements, trying to figure out if someone was bluffing or if he actually had a great hand. To him, that was as much fun as the game itself. He believed it was all part of the strategy, knowing the man across the table. Your tale gave you away. I don't know if my colleagues picked up on it. I did. It started with Mr. Klein's first question. You noticed the way he moved when he spoke. And when you gave your answer, you made the same gesture back to him, but in a very subtle way. That's to trick his subconscious to think that the two of you are very similar, that you have things in common. Now, Mr. Rawlinson, he likes to punctuate certain words with both of his hands. You picked up on that too. And when you gave your answer, you mimicked that gesture. Again, very subtly. And when it comes to my colleague, Mr. Alp, it wasn't talking with his hands. He started off close to the table and then went back in a more relaxed position on the chair. Now, you notice this was more of a dramatic change than just a subtle hand movement. So what you did was you started your story, and then when you felt comfortable, leaned back in your chair. That was very clever. You were good on that one. Do you want to tell the board what gesture I did that you then repeated?
I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on here, but I can assure you that if I made some sort of a gesture and it seemed like it was strictly a nervous gesture on my part, I promise you that. I could see how that could happen, but all I'm asking you is this. I'm asking you to look at my file, look at my record, and judge me on the facts that I have stated today about my time here and how I've grown.
That's
and how
good. Almost convincing. My husband would say you're trying to bluff your way to a win. So I'll say what I did. I had my hand on the table, and with one finger, I tapped 3 times. I spoke a little more, and I did the same gesture again, tapping my finger 3 times. You've been playing us, Mr. Warner, or at least you thought you could. My husband would have loved to play you in poker, but he would have noticed your tail and called your bluff. Thank you. I'm finished.
Mr. Warner, we're finished here. You can go back to general population now.